Hey guys, what's up? How's it going today? Got some updates going on with my truck right here. We're gonna jump right into it. We are going to pick up my parts from paint, everything except for the headlights. I got a tailgate coming in and a brand new grill. As we're waiting around, one of our good friends, Phil, is here, and they're building a jump for dirt bikes, I guess. Cody's got a little TRF 80 that he's been messing around with that he's had for a little bit, but we're gonna be leaving here in a couple minutes to go pick them up. I'll give you guys a little bit of footage of them building this fucked up jump they're building. So
we should probably just, well, don't do the top. That's solid as shit. Alright, dude, I'll launch it. He's good.
no, he's not.
That felt fucking smooth, my guy. Really throw him. I was throwing that block or what at him.
Don't.
I see the end though.
How many gears does that have? 5?
I think so. He sucks. Yeah, you suck. Huh? You suck.
Alright, now we're gonna get going here. We're gonna go pick up the parts, and I'm not sure if I'll film anything there, but when we get back we'll throw all the parts on and give you guys a kind of a overview of what's going on here. Alright guys, so it's about 2 hours later. We got the parts that were done from the guy that's doing all my paint and stuff. And let's see, we got one bed rail. I think it's this one we got back, and we got the bed cover back here because we're gonna throw that on real quick. I'll show you guys how to do that. Really simple. And we also got the grill. This truck is a 2010, and the grill I have it on it is like a 2013 all the way up to 2018. And they do have a little different mounting brackets on the bottom. So I'll show you guys how to do that really quick. Really simple. You kind of gotta, you know, mess around with it a little bit, but no one will see it. So I'll show you how to do that just in case you're interested in swapping grills out. I would highly recommend it. I like the newer grill style way better than the old one. So, and I also got my tailgate back. That's what she looks like right there. All black taillights, all shaved, tailgate color matched steps, or the rear bumper steps right here. That's all color matched, and the bed rails are color matched as well. So everything pretty much kind of blends together. It looks how it should, at least. Maybe not the tails. Some people prefer taillights not to be that dark, and some badging on the tailgate, but in my opinion, all these textured plastic pieces right here and down here, mirrors as well, door handles, whatever, should all be color matched. It just looks a lot better. Now, obviously, people that use these trucks for work, this step is an exception. You don't have to do this to make it look really good, but you know, step on this paint, obviously it's gonna get scratched quite a bit. So, but I don't use this truck for work. That's my beater right there, and I also have a work truck, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Just in case you guys didn't, I'm pretty sure I mentioned in a previous video, but just in case you guys don't know, I have the back flip tonneau cover for this truck, and I'm gonna put it on. It's really simple to install. I'll show you guys kind of step by step of how to do it. But all you really gotta do, there's 6 of these clamps right here. These are just metal clamps. They clamp right onto your bedside and the rail that the bed cover attaches to. There's 6 of them. There's one right here, and right here. You put them on yourself, so you can kind of, you know, space them out however you want.
I'm just learning, dude. Keep going.
You look like a scumbag.
I know, I need a shower.
Pretty much just extremely basic. Just put a wrench on that end right there. This, I think it's a 14 millimeter. Like I said, there's 6 of them, 3 on each side. Your bed rail, or your your tonneau cover rail will sit right inside the slip right here. It's all sealed and everything, completely waterproof. Well, water resistant, I should say. Pretty much like that. This, you pretty much want to get it laid out and arrange it how you want it, just so when you do tighten these, there's 2 bolts right here, goes through this little flange thing right here. So lay that down. This is just a little bolt that's removable. This right here gives you some range to work with, whether you want it more forwards or more towards the back, but she's set pretty much how I want it here, so I'm just gonna roll the entire thing back up and set it up against the rear window and clamp it down. And just in case you guys don't know, this little thing right here, it's called a DZ tailgate assist. It's just a little hydraulic rod that connects right to your bedside, right to your tailgate right here. And they're about $15 on Amazon. And I'll tell you what, they are worth every ounce of it. So instead of your tailgate just slamming right down to where it's supposed to stop, it kind of fades down. No hands on it, just kind of like that. And honestly, it's probably the best little thing that I have on this truck. It's just, I don't know, something as simple as that and as cheap as that can make all the difference. So that's pretty cool. You guys should definitely check that out. All right, real quick, guys, I'm going to show you how to fit the newer 13 to 18 Ram grills on a 10 to 12 older truck. So what you're going to need is a 10mm socket. And right here, there's 4 bolts, 10mm bolts, hex heads, obviously. So surprisingly, there's a lot of differences between the 10 to 12s versus the 13s to 18s of this style truck right here. But even though they have the same body style, they went through a bunch of not only interior changes, but cosmetic changes as well. And one of the things are, I don't know why, but they left these little plastic clips on top of these grills the same. They're all spaced out perfectly. Nothing really changed. But, however, after I take this grill off, you'll be able to see more. There's 2 little plastic prongs that actually stick into a plastic connection right down in here and right here. And for some reason, they decided to separate them farther apart on the 13 to 18 grills. And don't really know why, but I'll show you how to fix that real quick. Alright, so right here's the magic key to make sure the 13 through 18 grills fit on these older trucks here. This little plastic clip right here, you'll see on the back side of the grill, they have these little plastic prongs right here that stick in those holes that I just showed you. And as you can see on the grill, they're probably only, what, 3/4 of an inch wide. And on the 10 to 12s, that hole is only like that big from where my fingernail is to this side right here. So what you really need to do is just pretty much trim this piece of plastic out, and that clip will actually go in there. And it's pretty steady. It doesn't shake around, it doesn't vibrate much at all, so it works pretty well. Pretty much just line those prongs up with those plastic connections, and they pretty much just slide in. No problem. Just make sure the top aligns, and that's pretty much it. Usually I use like a Dremel with like a cutting wheel on it, just a little tiny thing, and just trim those right out. It works perfectly fine. So not sure how many of you are actually curious about that, but when I wanted to do the whole swap, I know I definitely wanted a Laramie 13 to 18 grill, so that's what I ended up doing. Pretty much just took it upon myself to go ahead and just do it, but it turned out pretty good. Doesn't really have any flex to it, doesn't move too much, about regular amount of the stock grill, and doesn't really affect it at all, and it looks a million times better.
Also, my older grill, my old bighorn grill, because that's what this truck is. It's a bighorn. It was a wrapped. It was not paint, so it wouldn't reflect. It wouldn't have like these vibrant like reflections in it. It would be more of a hazed over, but from 2 feet away you couldn't tell. But now that it's painted, just makes it, for some reason, paint is always better than wrap. If you have an opportunity to do paint over wrap, they're about the same price. I would 100% do paint. All right, so a couple days ago, which was the last clips you guys saw, I put on all the color match parts to the truck. I got the tailgate back, which is completely shaved. I got the bed cover on. I'm still waiting on this little bed cap right here to come back, because that's getting color matched just like these bed rails right here. But tonight, I have to take out this entire interior, because I am doing something pretty cool with the center dash bezel right here. I'm scrapping this entire radio, and I got a 12.5-inch screen iPad Pro that I am putting in here, and it's going to be completely deleted, no wires, wireless charging. Should be pretty cool. And all this tan, this is a 2010 Bighorn truck, so it's the outdated interior, and all this tan is going to either be removed or painted black. I actually redid this headliner last year. This is just a regular tan fabric that comes factory. I am actually scrapping this headliner completely and buying a new one and wrapping it in black suede. That's the plan for right now. But I'm going to be taking all that stuff down. This entire interior should be stripped. I'm not taking out the door cards tonight, but all the tan plastic and stuff like that. All right, so I'm going to start taking off all the easy stuff, and I'll eventually get to like the seat belts and stuff like that. And the headliner also has to come out tonight, because this truck is leaving tomorrow to start on the iPad dash. So I'll get that stuff started. I'll set you guys down, and we'll get going here. All right, guys. Well, it's the next day right now, and I kind of got caught up last night. I had work extremely early in the morning, so I didn't really have too much time to film, but the entire interior that needs to be out is out now. And you can see the entire headliner's out, and I got a couple seats out. All the rear seats are disconnected. So all this stuff had to come out, just a bunch of little stuff that needs to be painted black. Even this trim piece on this little light bezel right here needs to be painted. And as you can see, I put it all on the bed here. Obviously the black piece is not going to be painted, but the rest of it should be just about painted to match that black piece right there. So got the nice forces off. Cody did that for me while I was at work, and we got my dad's spare mud boggers on. So this is the old Starlight headliner. This is just some kind of cheap eBay light source I used last year. Pretty much just zip tied it right to the foam, the OEM foam that comes on top of the headliner. I believe there are like 350 strands in each light source, and there's 2 of them. There's one right there as well. So about 750 strands total, something like that. So I'm going to get a new headliner. So eventually, when we get back at some point later in the week, I have to rip all this wiring out. It's a huge wiring harness that controls pretty much everything on the gauge cluster on the dash. So there's a green plug right here that connects right to the right underneath the dash. If you unplug this, something that I noticed last year when I undid it, your truck does not track mileage when that is unplugged. So if you had to take this plug out, it does not track mileage. I don't know if that's a hack, or I don't know if you should know that or not, but that's what happens. So it pretty much just disengages your entire gauge cluster on your truck, so it won't show your speed or anything. I do have the H&S tuner, which does track my speed, so I know how fast I'm going, but the gauge cluster itself will not work.
So just to show you guys that the gauge cluster does not work when that plug is out, it'll light up, and I'll start the truck real quick. Windshield wipers are on. You have to actually take the windshield wiper fuse out to have those windshield wipers stop, because your controller over here does not do anything. It won't turn them up, it won't turn them down. So, and also your gauges, I'll start it here. The lights will actually come on. The RPMs will not work. Actually, the volts look like it's working, but it won't read fuel, and it won't read coolant temperature or speed. Your speed does not work. So pretty much everything on your center radio bezel, this will all work. I believe your flashers come on. Oh, maybe not. Actually, this whole strip right here doesn't work. Your climate controls do work, I believe, but every single light you can imagine, it shows service 4-wheel drive. All your parking lights are on, or your shift selectors are on. So your trailer lights are on. Everything. So I'm not sure if you can hear me very clearly over the exhaust sound, but I'm driving this to the guy that's doing the whole iPad dash and customization or whatever, and new interior. And as you can see, there's no headliner, and it's kind of illegal right now, more than ever, because I have no turn signals or anything. So, but this truck's gonna be going away for about a month or so, month and a half, give or take. We'll see what happens. But when we get her back, man, it's gonna be completely different in here. This entire interior is gonna be swapped around. It's gonna be crazy. So we'll say some goodbyes to her here in a couple of minutes, and that'll be pretty much it.